The homeless.
We don't look like blow up, do we?
Yeah, we look like we've been blown up.
We do, don't we, darling?
No, that's
Fat
just
old buggers, but happy old buggers.
that's just
Anyway,
weird.
shall we slag off Boris? Alan's here playing drums
And
for us.
if my phone rings, I'm gonna lob it at somebody. Right.
Get started, is it?
If you go down to Westminster, it's sure with a big surprise. 'Cause sitting at a number 10 is a creature we all despise. And he got in through the back door by telling countless lies.
Boris is a twat.
Boris is a twat.
Boris is a twat.
Boris is a
Regardless of your IQ now, he's a fucking twat. Inhumanity's a good thing, and we're told that greed is good by the Prime Minister, aka a slug. Boris is a twat.
Boris is a twat.
Boris is a twat.
Boris is a
Regardless of your IQ now, he's a fucking twat.
He's
Struck ends of bicycles and made buffoonery cool. He isn't cute and cuddly, he's a Nazi tool. Boris is a twat.
Boris is a twat.
Boris is a twat.
Boris is a
Regardless of your IQ now, he's a fucking twat. Keep the homeless out of Westminster. Feeding them's no good. In fact, it is criminal. Bring back Robin Hood. Boris is a twat.
Boris is a twat.
Boris is a twat.
Boris is a
Regardless of your IQ now, he's a fucking twat. No tax upon your mansion, no just upon your flat. And through the skull of the poor, the tourists put an axe. Boris is a twat.
Boris is a
Boris is a twat.
Boris is
Regardless of your IQ now, he's a fucking twat. He got
your
surname is Johnson. It is slang for dick. Boris fucking Johnson. You make me fucking sick. Boris is a twat.
Boris is a
Boris is a twat.
Boris is
Regardless of your IQ now, he's a fucking twat. He got very popular, and I've got news for you. I'd love to get a dagger and run the fucker through. Boris is a twat.
Boris is a
Boris is a twat.
Boris is a
Regardless of your IQ now, he's a fucking twat. Twat, 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 twat.
So, Girls Aloud. What number are we?
11.
Oh, it only seemed 5 minutes ago and we hadn't done any online gigs. How weird is that?
Anyway, stop your waffle and sing a song.
We're here to entertain people.
Oh, we are
No.
not entertaining people. What are you?
Are you not entertained?
Now.
I'm going to read my poem.
Okay.
Read your poem.
Read your poem.
I wrote this a couple of days ago and it was inspired by Tony. So, this is how it goes. Oops, right to the top, Rachel. I look at my hands as they begin to look like my mother's. They wrinkle when cold and are no longer so soft and smooth. Because of all my rings, our mate and guitarist Danny said he thought I was a gypsy. I'm not, but I was complimented. I must come over all dark and mysterious. No wonder they look like her hands, because I wear her wedding ring. It lasted them 50 years, so we thought we'd use it. 8 years on and it's formed a ridge on my hand, and I can't explain how it warms my heart to wear it. My fingers have cuts all around the quick that are always sore in winter. I have, through the miracle of birth, given this gift to my son. It was free, but he doesn't like it. Tough. So, I really love having to put cheap hand gel on my hands 90 times a day. Thanks COVID-19. My fingers are getting stiff and my bones click with the onset of arthritis, caused no doubt by learning how to knit, embroider, make rag rugs and cards. Old-fashioned, guilty, but useful. Thank you, Mama. I have washed clothes by hand and in a twin tub, progressing to just turning dials and pushing a few buttons. I smile to myself if I find myself saying I'm doing the washing. Washing that took 2 days, with looming clothes errors filling the room with steam from the coal fire. These hands have fly posted and leafleted. These hands that have pushed trolleys, wheelchairs and prams. They've jingled buckets collecting for striking miners, homeless people and striking firemen, to name a few. Being privileged to play my part. They've counted thousands of pounds manually. None of it was mine, but I love counting. Cheers, Sesame Street. Count 'em. Memories of the gas man emptying the meter and shuffling coins like a magician take me back in time to when I lived at home and the world seemed a lot slower. My right hand hurts if it's wet. I broke all the fingers on my right hand, cleaning a dough machine when working as a pizza chef. Yes, I left it switched on. Yes, I knew not to. Yes, I am a twat. I was told off royally by a staff nurse for being so angry with myself as I was upsetting the other patients in the hospital. So plaster cast and microsurgery it is then. Oh, how I sobbed that night. My nails, well, they're short. I tend to bite them on long journeys. They do grow, but I can't bear them to be long. Mum, she had elegant oval nails that she passed on to my brother, Dave. I once wore false nails when in Blackpool and was unable to pick up my change or pull down my pants to go to the toilet. So I peeled them off one by one on the roller coaster. And as I'm often washing up, changing nappies, I run the risk of causing harm. The mere thought of scratching someone, unless they ask me nicely, frightens me. So these are my hands. They're painful and they're aging. They've touched more peni, I think that's the plural, Linos, than I can recall. Putting them into bottles, adjusting nappies, convenes and catheters. And that's before you get to the ones that I have caressed, nuzzled and held as they harden, leak and then soften. They've signed thousands of petitions, written articles, poetry, love letters, letters written and sent in anger, and many, many complaints. They've touched flesh and rubber and satin. They've held the hands of babies and people with minutes left to live. They've massaged backs and legs. They've tested the temperature of milk in bottles and bath water. Once upon a time, they learnt how to type on a typewriter, adding carbon paper to just make a copy. And they've progressed, not so sure, but they have, to computers and can drive, although don't ask the boys about my parking. These hands have clasped each other in desperate prayer for the lives of loved ones, some of whom are still alive. These hands, my phalanges, they've pushed swings and punched faces, picked my nose and scratched my arse, made red Indian noises for babies, played two ball and rounders, hockey and table tennis. They've done high fives, learnt clapping games and cat's cradle. They've touched shit and they've made bread. They've shaved heads, faces, armpits and legs, mine and other people's. They've reached out to people in need, performed CPR and squeezed spots, painted walls and paintings and hair colour, and have clapped at the theatre after rousing speeches and amazing bands. Wow. Just wait till I get to my feet. That's a whole new story.
Very good.
Thank you.
First time I've heard that. That's grand. Mother Earth, maybe?
Yeah. Are you going to join us on this one, Alan?
I will join in with what I can remember.
The beautiful Alan Morgan is with us.
Yeah, the blue hat.
With blue
With blue
hair.
hair,
No,
woohoo.
we can't see him.
And this is kind of a lament, and it's a lament for the fact that I know coronavirus dominates the news, but we must not forget that at the moment we're headed towards there being more plastic in the sea than fish. We must not forget that for our children to have a future, there needs to be more about life than shopping. So, this is our lament for that beautiful woman that we call Mother Earth.
And it's an Activista song, which you can find us on YouTube. Brilliant video put together by Rich Gulag.
And,
And you can find us on Bandcamp.
You can. Mother Earth is dying, dance upon her grave. Let's lift a glass to the fuck we never gave, and sometimes in the future we will change our ways. We will all be vegan in the end of days, in the end of days.
We cannot eat money, thus spake Sitting Bull. We've killed off all the rivers to let the white man rule. We've chopped down all the trees just to wipe our arse. People are starving. Democracy's a farce.
Mother Earth is dying, dance upon her grave. Let's lift a glass to the fuck we never gave, and sometimes in the future we will change our ways. We will all be vegan in the end of days, in the end of days.
Rip the guts out the system, rebuild in its shell. The words of St. Dorothy, but we choose to rot in hell. In the near future, the oceans will be dead. We need this desecration just to rob the dead.
Mother Earth is dying, dance upon her grave. Let's lift a glass to the fuck we never gave, and sometime in the future we will change our ways. We will all be vegan in the end of days, in the end of days.
Things cannot get darker. We killed off everything. We are the consumers. It is collective sin. Take a piss out of Greta for speaking truth to power? Will we still be laughing in our final hour?
Mother Earth is dying, dance upon her grave. Let's lift a glass to the fuck we never gave. And sometime in the future, we will change our ways. We will all be vegan. In the end of days, in the end of days. Yes, darling. Oh, it's my friend. You're not normally here with me.
No, hello,
Hello, darling. You
Ethel
weirdo.
0898.
Go on then. Have you got a poem for us, Ethel?
I have. It's
Go on, then.
called ATEF's. ATEF's Death Squad. I've never done it that much before.
Hey?
ATEF's Death Squad went on the attack. Killing the disabled, no holding back. One-legged squaddies are mentally ill. The blind and the lame, a contract to fill. We must save money, let's rob the poor. The anti-Robin Hood, our cries they ignored. Rulers have 5 and the poor they have none. War on the disabled, the war has begun. Well, all minorities gang up and fight back. Gun lying down, get out your sack. Yes, they are strong, but good it will win. Not a Democrat, but they weren't voted in. So despite my disabilities, a fact I can't see it. Oh, there are no jobs, there is one for me. I'll be the driver of a large HCV and a pedal to metal. I'll whistle and I'll sing. I'll ram it through Parliament and flatten the thing. Ignore the shouts, cries and the pleas. I'll be the antidote to his country's disease, 'cause it's not the disabled that got us in hock.
It's the greedy
bastards, the ones at the top.
Right, I'm going to do my love story for the NHS now. Count the ways I love you if you can. I love you in any day that begins with a tea trolley and a smile. I love you when I was admitted in the middle of the night as my baby started to come. As the calm voice of the midwife took over and eased my labour. I love you when my 2-year-old slams the car door on his thumb, having to have his nail removed, in wards where the walls are painted red, yellow and green, and Bob is still building on the telly. I love you when you close the door and explain, my dad hasn't got long to live. Tears come into your eyes as you hold my hand and stay late after your shift, just to ease his passing. I love you when in pain my nephew gets an ambulance in the dead of night and is rushed into surgery. And I love you so much. I will fight, I will scream and I will march with sore feet so that I will not have to tell my grandchildren in a hushed voice that we let them take our National Health Service, showing them around museums where photographs and articles tell of a national coal board now gone and a national railway service barely even remembered. So no matter what Boris says, no matter how much bloody clapping he does on his doorstep, Boris, put your money where your mouth is. The NHS need a boost. People need a pay rise. Get your finger out of somebody else's jacksie and on it. Or just get one.
And the Daily Mail stopped going after the innocent and go after
Yeah.
people who are fucking committing the crimes. Thank you.
Exactly.
Wankers.
That's Eagle's idea on it. So what do you want to do now, husband?
1 million houses.
Go on then.
1 million houses stand empty, yet still we are full. £1.3 million bonuses to those that misrule. Look after our own, and Britain comes first. The others belong in a sea of a hearse.
Well, the poor in my family, my siblings, my kin, open the borders and let them come in. Yes, the poor in my family, my siblings, my kin, open the borders and let them come in. Let them in.
We have no money to spend on the poor. We need to buy weapons to bomb them some more. They might be jihadists, have beards and brown skin. Those skinny infants with a disguise is so thin.
But the poor in my family, my siblings, my kin, open the borders and let them come in. Yes, the poor in my family, my siblings, my kin, open the borders and let them come in. Let them in.
Amazon need their tax breaks.
Don't they, Joe?
Starbucks do too. So stop overseas aid. That's what we must do. We will go on bombing. It's a great British way. We created the war zones, and in them they'll stay.
But the poor in my family, my siblings, my kin, open the border and let them come in. Let them in. And as we live in a country where we turned our back on unaccompanied refugees who were children, I am ashamed of this country. Those babies deserve a life. I don't give a monkeys what colour they are. I don't give a monkeys where they come from. How dare we stand up in public and say the fish that swim into our waters are ours, but the children, women and men in little dinghies aren't? We are an outrage. Boris, do one. But this is Girls Aloud, so we're going to be all positive and nice and just say, basically, if everybody who watches this video just donates £1, we can make miracles with these girls. And we have been doing, you have been doing. The girls are coming on in leaps and bounds in their dancing and their poetry, and they love being involved in this. And also they get to sleep on a mattress like any normal human being who deserves comfort. And they had nice food on Christmas Day, thanks to you guys. So, see us later for the raffle, I think.
Raffle?
Raffle? What's a raffle?
Anyway, she's been
You
right
never
for
have a
joy.
raffle.
Him over there's been out and on with tea. Thanks.